Hi there, I'm the Casual Canuck, bringing you Nintendo and Pokemon related news and gameplay. Alright, so here's the thing. I had a whole script written out for this whole controversy that's happening over Pokemon and Game Freak and them removing Pokemon. And it's just kind of getting out of hand at this point. And I've been doing a lot of you can't go anywhere on the internet without seeing this. On gaming forums, it could be on social media, anywhere you look. This is blowing up everywhere. And it's kind of dividing part of the fan base, and it's a little bit ridiculous at this point. I'd just like to start out by saying I've been a fan of Pokemon for as long as I can remember. I've been playing since Red. I'm not a Gen 1er, but Gen 1 is my favorite generation. Regardless, I still think, Vanillite's kind of cute. I don't really care about that stuff. But I just kind of want to get my 2 cents in about this whole situation. And I decided, instead of just flaming Game Freak for this whole situation, and believe me, I'm tilted over it regardless, I'm going to try and lay back and just kind of go through pointers on my notes that I had here, and just try to keep it casual, as the name of the channel suggests. So I actually have just kind of like a small list of pros, believe it or not, regarding what they could possibly do with Generation 8, even while removing Pokemon, which is just stupid in its own right. Anyways, I have a couple here. Number one, new Pokemon. All right. Since they're not going to be bringing in a bunch of Pokemon from the past generations, we don't know how many it is. It could be 10, it could be 50, it could be 100, it could be 300 that we don't get. But the fact is, we're without Generation 8, we're at 807 current Pokemon. I'm willing to bet that we're not even going to get 800 in the Galar decks. So with them reducing the amount of Pokemon that are going to be in the decks, I'm hoping we can get kind of some really new and unique designs coming from Game Freak. I mean, I look at Corviknight and I'm thinking, hey, this is actually a really good start to where they could possibly be going with this. And I'm thinking, who knows, maybe this is the new regional bird variant that we have, Maybe he's already a stage 3 when we see him, or a stage 2. I mean, I could be completely wrong, and it's just, a basic Pokemon single stage evolution, kind of like Skarmory. But from what they've shown us so far, I mean, the internet's going nuts with Wooloo. Like, Wooloo's the new thing. I don't get it. Whatever. Mareep's better. I don't care. But I'm hoping that we can kind of get some really cool new designs, and who knows, maybe we could have, another 150 new Pokemon added to the decks, considering the amount of time that they've been working on this. Number 2 here, I have listed down a better region, right? So in all of our past games that we've played, all of the regions have seemed kind of empty outside of a couple of really large cities. Celadon and Lumois, whatever. I'm not French. I'm Canadian. I'm not French Canadian. That's a whole other, whatever. I'm going off topic here. I'm hoping here that we can actually have a little bit more of a fleshed out region, maybe we have more NPCs in the field, maybe some extra quest lines, who knows, it's possible. I mean, maybe I'm giving Game Freak a little too much credit here, but in the newer trailers, we got to see a train station, and maybe this is a new way of traversing between towns, opposed to just being stuck to using fly. It's not much. I mean, you can fly and you get there just as quick, or maybe it'll be like Spider-Man on PS4, where, riding the train gives you some unique cutscenes or something like that. Maybe there's a new way to evolve a Pokemon and you have to ride the train or something. I don't know. It's been a while since we've had a really cool evolution. But maybe just giving us some better regions, or rather more stuff to do inside of the region, instead of it just being so flat and bland. I mean, we have new hardware now. We have new power. It just makes sense that they could do more with it. I mean, okay, the wild areas are really cool, and obviously they're going to be putting a lot of thought and a lot of time into the wild areas and roaming Pokemon, and that's nice. That looks nice. But I want more from Game Freak if they're taking Pokemon out, right? Next, I have story written down here, an actual story. Okay, let's be real. These games, I mean, the games in general, they're marketed more towards a younger audience. You're looking at the 8-year-olds, the 12-year-olds, and it's meant to cater towards them. That's why generally the games are fairly easy. Most people are in this for, battling or breeding or something like that. It's stuff that's outside of just your standard story. But maybe now we can actually get something that kind of holds our attention for 20 to 30 hours. Give us kind of a fleshed out storyline. Give us just new things that kind of grip us. I mean, obviously we're not going to be getting voice acting or anything like that. I don't even know if I'd want voice acting in my Pokemon games. But this right here, just a story for a change, would actually be nice to have in a Pokemon game, instead of the usual, oh, here's the bad guys, oh, they want to capture the legendary Pokemon, oh, they want to destroy the world. No, okay, whatever. We've done that 100 times. Okay, let's move on. Let's give ourselves some actual depth to a story. That would be great. Once again, maybe I'm giving Game Freak too much credit on this one. My last positive, and trust me, I was really reaching here to try and get some positives out. And just try to, all right, okay, post-game. Let's have some actual post-game content. When was the last time we had a solid post-game adventure? The last time I can think of was Generation 4, when we had the Generation 2 remakes. And that's digging deep. That's going all the way back to Generation 2 Gold and Silver, right? But it allowed us to go to a new region. It gave us all new gym leaders to battle. And then, there was a super boss at the end. You got to fight Red. And, I mean, if you know how to play Pokemon, his team wasn't really that bad. But when you were younger, it was like, holy crap, look at this. This is actually a real fight. It was a lot of fun. But, I mean, if you look at most JRPGs, right, and the type of post-game content they carry, we have new areas, new dungeons, weapons, and armor. We usually get a super boss at the end. I'd really like Game Freak to adopt that sort of style into a post-game for Pokemon, where it would actually give us the chance, the opportunity to go beyond just, okay, all right, we got a battle frontier, oh, we got a battle tree, oh, world championships, that's cool. I mean, but I want an adventure to go at the end, instead of just, okay, now let me breed until I get 6 IVs. Let me breed until I get my hinted ability. I gotta go find Pokerus. I gotta help out with that. I gotta get my EVs up. That's great and all, and I still plan on doing that. I always breed my Pokemon. I always like having competitive shinies, which takes far too long to do. But at the end, it's really worth it. But honestly, that's pretty much all I got for pros to this new generation that we have right now. I mean, there might be some stuff that I'm overlooking. But the whole point of Pokemon, and, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but it's gotta catch them all, right? Hashtag, gotta catch them all, exclamation mark. And ever since Generation 3, we've been able to move all of our Pokemon up with us. And I know that was due to a hardware limitation between Gen 1, 2, and then 3. But ever since then, we've always been able to move our Pokemon upwards with us. I think it was Junichi Masuda that went on record that said, I want our players, our fans to grow with their Pokemon as they grow. And them taking Pokemon out is kind of the opposite there. And, I don't want to make it seem... The one thing I hate hearing in social media on these game forums is the defenders going, oh, you're entitled. Oh, you're entitled. Excuse me, I'm not entitled. I'm spending money. I've been with this franchise for how long? I'm not expecting too much. If the 3DS can have 807 Pokemon, let's say the Galardex is 100 new Pokemon, that brings us up to 907, okay? You're telling me the Switch can't handle 907 Pokemon when the 3DS could handle 807? I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that at all, okay? I can't remember the YouTuber's name. I'm going to see if I can find it and link it down below. But he was in video animation and game animation. And he went over a lot of the models that were used in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Um, and he was showing how it's very doable. Now, granted, of course, there's time, there's money. It's a lot of Pokemon to program. I understand that. But there's still, I don't believe there's any reason right now for them to hold these Pokemon out. And then some people are saying, okay, what happens when it gets to 1,000 Pokemon? Is it going to be too much? When we get to 1,500 Pokemon, is it going to be too much? I still think we deserve to be able to have them all in there. I'm not saying I want to be able to catch every single one in that region, but I'm saying if I've already caught them, I should be able to bring them into the game. They should still be able to come with me. It's just, for me, it's a very frustrating situation, and I know it is with a lot of the community right now, where we've spent, some of us, 20 years with this series, and this is an extremely big deal right now, where we are literally being told, okay, so part of the reason why you guys are part, in this community, why you're with us, why you've been with us this whole time, we're going to take part of that out. There's a guarantee at this point in this new game, some fans of the series will not have their favorite Pokemon with them. And I understand, new region, you want to use the new Pokemon, they want you to use the new Pokemon, and that's cool. But what happens post-game? What happens when, say, for example, my favorite Pokemon is Dragonair, right? What if the Dratini line's not in there, right? Then I'm stuck without my favorite Pokemon. What about my second favorite Pokemon? What about my third favorite Pokemon? What if every single one of these new Pokemon that come out in this region, they don't even make my top 10 list? I mean, I highly doubt that. Some of the designs I'm seeing right now they're really good. But at what point are we going to say, you know what? I'm okay with this because, with this region, it's the Pokemon, right? But what about the next region, right? What if they take something else out? They're already taking out Mega Evolutions. They're already taking out Z, well, whatever, fuck Z moves. But they're always constantly going one step forward and two steps back, right? I actually enjoyed Mega Evolution. That was fun. That was really fresh. That really changed up the meta for a lot of people. Look at a Pokemon like Mawile, where it literally needed its Mega to be competitive, right? Now, what's the point of Mawile? I mean, we could ask for Game Freak to include tiers like Smogon does. I doubt it's going to happen. But at that point, then we can make every Pokemon usable, and then the meta's not... I'm going off again on a tangent here. Regardless, I'm just saying there's a right way and a wrong way to approach this situation, and a lot of the fans right now are kind of just, pulling the trigger so quick, getting so angry so fast, and I understand it. But we have to be able to voice our opinions reasonably. Another PokeTuber out there by the name of Ace Trainer Liam, he did a very good video on the whole situation, about how Game Freak is more likely, or any developer is more likely to listen to the fans when the fans aren't, screaming at them and berating them and sending them death threats. And I mean, that's stupid. That just makes us all look bad. It makes us look like entitled children. But there's nothing wrong with voicing our opinions and how we feel about this, and people attacking us for us trying to voice our opinions, that's not okay. Look what happened with Super Mario Maker 2, right? They weren't allowing you to play online with your friends. The community had a bit of a backlash. They made a big deal about it. Now it's in. That's great. And I'm kind of hoping, at the very least, the Pokemon Company can add in, or Game Freak can add in an update to allow more Pokemon into the game. I'm not saying this needs to be done day one. Obviously, they're not going to be able to delay the game. The anime is way too large. The TCG is huge. All of the merchandising for Pokemon cannot take a back seat, for a delay on one game. So this game, whether it's broken or finished or unpolished or a buggy mess, it's coming out. Like, there's no two ways about it. But I'm hoping through patches and through future, DLC possibly. I mean, I wouldn't like that. I mean, surprise mechanics, EA, right? I don't want that in the game. But more than that, I want my Pokemon in the game. Anyways, that's my tangent. That's my rant, my whatever you want to call it. I started a new playthrough of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu just to kind of throw in the background here to kind of go on with future Pokemon videos. If you pay attention to all the nicknames I give them, it's all Canadian stuff. You'll either find it a hoot or you'll think I'm stupid. Anyways, I've been the Casual Canuck, and I hope you guys have enjoyed my video. And as usual, have yourself a Canucking good time. Bye now.